The man had been an exorcist, but he suddenly lost his power. His closest Shikigami betrayed him at once. In order to gain freedom, they even placed a curse on the house where he lived. Not wanting her father to feel sad, the daughter deliberately took him to watch a movie. She used this opportunity to invite Natsum and another exorcist to help. However, as soon as they entered, they were attacked. Fortunately, another Shikigami saved them. Natsum attempted to ask for the reason, but the other side gave no answer. After an investigation, they learned that 2 of the 3 Shikigami had turned against him. They were blocked outside the house and were determined to cause disaster. Only the Shikigami inside the room was protecting the father and daughter. At that moment, the man suddenly returned, with a traitor following behind him. Seeing this, Natsum quickly pulled him inside and immediately shut the door. The man felt very confused about the strangers before him. Fortunately, his daughter appeared in time. Even so, he still sensed something unusual. Since that was the case, he chose to reveal the truth. Even after learning that the Shikigami intended to kill him, he could not bring himself to drive them away. Instead, he blamed himself for not granting them freedom. Only when he heard that they might harm his daughter did he finally make up his mind. However, Natsum could not bear it. He believed that their past closeness had been genuine, and that there must have been a reason behind it. At that moment, the guardian happened to pass by. Natsum immediately followed him and asked for the truth. When the guardian heard that they intended to eliminate the traitors, who were also his companions, he finally explained what had happened. In fact, none of the 3 Shikigami had ever intended to betray him. The daughter had feared that the man would face retaliation, so she had covered the door with talismans. At that time, 2 Shikigami were still outside the house and were therefore blocked. The man could not hear the voices of spirits, so the less perceptive Shikigami believed that they had been abandoned. He knew the truth, but chose not to reveal it, as he feared the daughter would blame herself. If they wished to avoid harming anyone, Natsum could act in the man's place and forcibly dissolve the contract. Even though this might cause him harm, the kind-hearted Natsum still agreed. Soon, the magic circle was prepared. At first, the Shikigami who were drawn in were extremely agitated and refused to cooperate. However, when the man appeared, they immediately became weak and pitiful, and continuously begged their master. They believed that they had been abandoned because they were not strong enough, so they tried to prove themselves and hoped to return home. Unfortunately, no matter what they did, they could no longer communicate with their master. Although Natsum felt deep sympathy, he could only tell them the truth and state that this was the man's wish. After hearing this, although the Shikigami still did not fully understand the reason, they were willing to follow their master's will. They took one last look and stepped into the magic circle with reluctance. What had bound them was never the contract. After so many years together, master and servants had already become a family. The man had returned early because he thought of the Shikigami. In the past, they had always accompanied him to watch movies. He had even prepared an umbrella for each of them. Clearly, they were also his family.